Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel and thank you for tuning in. So we were discussing on how to skin the cat of converting your overseas license, and let's move on to step number 2, which is the road law knowledge test. So as you can see from my outfit, it has remained pretty cold here in Victoria. In fact, there are some blizzard conditions expected in the alpine regions of New South Wales and Victoria over the weekend. So temperatures in Melbourne is expected to vary between 3 and 10 in the coming weekend. So now that the weather update is out of the way, let's get into the meat of the matter. Right, so this is where we had left things off the last time. Now, as you can see, we need to book an appointment for a road law knowledge test. You could do this by either walking into a customer service center, or you could call this same number 131171 and book a road law knowledge test appointment. Now, this time you would be having a customer number to provide. Now, this is the number that you would see filled in on your license application form in the top right corner, which I believe it's going to be a 6-digit number, which it was a 6-digit number in my case, so I assume that would be the case. So once you provide this number, they would be able to pull up all your records. Let's now talk about the fees involved for the test. Again, under licenses, license fees. Scrolling down, driver license and learner permit fees. Test fees in here. That's what will give us this information. And yeah, there you go. So for the car learner permit knowledge test, it's 43.6. Now there might be some additional car transaction charges as always. Moving on, now how do you actually prepare for your test? So let's move to your LS section. Once you're in there, scrolling down, you can see this part called Your Learner Handbooks. So click on there. Now, this section will explain how you can prepare for your knowledge test. So this is going to be your Bible, the Road to Solo Driving Handbook. There are different language options. Let's download the English option. Yeah, waiting for that to come through. Yep. Now you will see this big fat PDF file of around 170 pages. Right. So here you go. You see all these huge traffic signals that you need to learn. Yep. So yeah, here are the 4 sections to this PDF file. We need to go through all of them, but more importantly, section 4, rules and responsibilities, which will consist of all the road symbols, signals, and basically stops and giveaways and all that. Now, yeah, this is going to be your licensing journey. Obviously, you don't need to take the whole journey because you're converting your overseas license. So you'll probably join somewhere in the middle of this, and you should be eligible for a full license. So make sure you go through this whole document. Okay, now how do you practice? So again, moving to your L section, get your Ls. Yeah, practice learner permit test. Okay, now here you do have 2 options. You could either go on a feedback mode or a full practice mode. So feedback mode gives you the right answers immediately after you respond to each question. Practice mode works like a real test. So let's just quickly go through a few questions. Speed limit 10, okay. Yeah. Let's see if I'm right. And yeah, ta-da, yes, I got that one right. And you can, okay, let me try and get one wrong for you. So you know how that works. Yeah, speed limit science. Oh, 80. Okay, let's see. Obviously, that's wrong. Yeah, so this is how you get real-time feedback when you are taking the test in the feedback mode. Now let's go back and do an actual practice test. Now, yeah, you can actually see the details of the test here. You have 32 questions in all, and you need a 78% for passing the test. So yeah, you can do the math, how many you need to get right and how many you can get wrong. Right? Okay, let's do a practice test, and let me try to speed up the video for you so you don't have to sit through the whole thing. And voila, there you see I've passed. Now you can see a few more details here. The four sections that you remember we had gone through when we looked at the PDF. So this is how you are going to get your questions split up for the test, so you understand which section you need to, prepare more. So like I said, the section 4 is the most important because that's where maximum questions come in. Now, in addition to this one PDF, there are a few other documents that you can go through. As you can see here, you do have the guide for learners and the learner logbook. It's good to go through all these so you have a full 360-degree picture of things, but you can actually pass the test without doing this. Again, you have different language options, so it's something that's good to have. It's always great to have more knowledge on things. So if you do have the time, then yeah, go ahead and go through these files as well. So you did see the four sections into which the test is divided. Now some of these questions are pretty common sense if you ask me. For example, one of these questions was most of your driving shouldn't be surprising because, and one of the options was you need to be anticipating what would happen next. Pretty common sense. Or something like when should you drive more than the advisable 2 seconds behind the car in front? And you have an option that says when the road conditions are poor. So yeah, big deal. Or for example, learner drivers will consistently make good decisions. A, only after a lot of experience and practice. B, straight away. Or C, after 2 practice sessions. So some of these questions are just common sense, but there are a lot of other questions which do require you to know the actual road rules, which is obviously important for the driving test that you're going to do and for your later life behind the steering wheel. And another category of questions that I found were, some of these stuff that you need to memorize. For example, one such question was you are traveling at a speed of 80 kilometer per hour and you see a hazard and you hit the brakes. what would be your braking distance? A 40 meter, B 60 meter, C 80 meter. So such questions, it's there on the, on your road to solo driving handbook, and you need to, read that and memorize that. You can afford to get a few of them wrong, but you need to make sure that you get the pass percentage. So what I personally did was I did go through the whole PDF document, and then I made my own personal notes. And on a few days before the test, I just kept going through these notes. That helped me to you know sail through the test. So whatever learning method works for you, make sure you do that. And yeah. Uh, Understand the importance of why we are doing this, and also make sure that you practice these tests and get it out of the way, and you'll be you know one more step in your way to getting your Australian live driving license. So that's all that I've got for you on the episode 2, the road law knowledge test. Now, it is a fact that the road users here are a lot more law-abiding than from the place that I come from, and because you've been listening to my boring talk for this long, probably from the place that you come from as well. So we need to realize why the road laws are in place. It is for a more orderly society and a safer road. So make sure that you learn the road rules, not just to pass the test, but in order to fit into this orderly society. I'm not saying everybody here are obeying the laws, but back in my place, the majority were not abiding the laws, and it used to be a minority. In fact, I used to get honked at from behind if I stopped for a red signal. So I don't. That's not the situation here. So anyway, I wish you good luck, and prepare well and ace your test. Until the next episode, see ya. Thanks.